Well, hello guys, welcome back to another video. We got some more parts from Moto Electric Racing. I believe it's the battery. I'm not sure if it's the battery enclosure. I ended up opening the box. It's right down below me, and it was a box inside of a box, so I didn't actually fully open it. Figured we'd go get on camera, make the video so you guys can see exactly what comes in the box. I'm hoping it's everything, but we still might be missing the enclosures to put on our Super 73. So let's get into it. Let's do an unboxing and check it out. Alrighty, so let's get into it really quick. And the reason why I'm dressed like this too is because I gotta go to work, but I'm still trying to put videos out for you guys. So this is gonna be part 2 of the Super 73 build. And the first thing I saw, we get this looks like a bunch of clamps. If you guys can see that, it's a bunch of clamps and a bunch of random hardware. I think this is gonna go on the back. Don't actually know yet. Hopefully there's some instructions, but it looks like these are gonna go on the back. And then some of these, not 100% sure. I think this is gonna be to hold some of the wires and stuff, but it looks like some torque arms or torque plates to keep it in place. Don't wanna lose that hardware, so let's get this out and get to it. All right, Moto Electric Racing, box inside of a box. They give you a sticker, which is pretty nice. Love stickers. And so far I just see the battery. This is the battery, big square. I believe it's a 30 amp hour. But before we get to the battery, let's check out this little box. This little box right here. Let's see, this must be the charging port, I'm assuming. Yeah, so this is gonna be the charging port. Kind of little flip up. So some of those screws that were in that box, I believe, are gonna be to mount this maybe somewhere. And it uses XT60 connectors. These are going to go to the controller, and then this is probably gonna run straight to the battery, so you got your positive and your negative. So don't need that. And this looks like it's gonna be the charger. Let's see what kind of charger they give us. I believe this connection for the charger is an XLR. I think it's the same one as my Onyx. We pull this out. Let's pull this out so you guys can see the size of this controller if you guys were to order this kit. So it's 5 amp controller, which is not too bad. I mean, this is a 30 amp hour, so that is gonna take some time. I wish it was a 10 amp, but a 5 amp isn't terrible. It's just gonna take a while to charge the battery. So we might wanna upgrade that, but this is kinda how it looks compared to my hands. Not too bad. Super lightweight, it's easy, portable, but I might be upgrading this down the road to a 10 amp. Because when you wanna go, you wanna go. And that's just a connection for that. You got some fuses. I believe that's gonna be, yeah, so these fuses that come in here are gonna be for the charger, just in case it blows. Do not know what this little battery is for though. That I have no idea what this is for. Maybe you guys have an idea. Just like, it looks like a 18650 little cell. I don't know. But anyway, that's the charger that comes in it. We got some other connections down here. It looks like they're connected to the battery. So let's try to get this battery out. It's gonna be heavy. Ugh. All right, let's move this box out of the way because I think we're done with it. So when I got this package shipped, it said that it was 35 pounds, and obviously that's including everything that came, the styrofoam, the charger, the battery. But this battery by itself is probably 20, 25 pounds. It's pretty heavy. I should put it on a scale one of these days. So the fuses that came in that little package are also for this. It has some goop on it. Pretty massive battery, your connectors. And honestly, that looks like that's all that's in here. Oh, and it's, you know what's crazy is if you guys want to see this really quick, if you guys can see that on the camera, is that it's saying it's a 32 amp hour battery. So it's a 72 volt, 32 amp hour battery. And let me put it back on this package because it is too heavy to be holding. Let's see. So it's a lot bigger than the SUR RON battery. It's saying it's 2304 watt hours. That's pretty big. And I'm pretty sure it has a Bluetooth connection in here, so you can connect an app to it and you could change some settings in the battery. I'm hoping it does, not 100% sure. But this is basically a Chinese battery. You know, they make them all the time. So I think what they do is just order their batteries. They don't make them in-house. And I think they just have them shipped to them. and then they package them and get them all ready to send to you. But let's go to the bike, and I want to see how this is going to fit. All right, so I didn't plan this out too well because I want to see where the battery is going to fit, but I also have to remove this bag and possibly this speaker, maybe even this. So let me at least get this bag off, and let's just kind of see how the battery is roughly going to sit in this little section right here. All right, so now that you guys can see, everything is gone. The bag's gone, the water bottle's gone. We also moved the horn from right in this section. Now it's in the back. The only thing about moving it to the back is there's a little bolt in the back of the horn. It's gonna scratch up your frame a little bit, but it shouldn't be that bad. Just tighten it down snug the first time, be done with it. But I really wanna see how this battery is gonna fit in here. So let me get the battery. I just feel like this battery is so huge that it's like, where do you put this thing? It does technically fit. So there's a few ways that this can go. This is the longer way, so it will be sticking out from the bike. But you do have this way. And it will, like I said, it will be hanging over the frame on both sides, pretty massively out. So you have that way. But if you do the skinnier way, you can still fit it. So I think that might actually be the better option, depending on the enclosure, because we do not have the enclosure yet. Another option is you could technically put it a little sideways this way. You do have some connections up here on the bike coming out of the frame, so you can't have it exactly straight flat with the frame in the back. So you could have it sit like this. I want to say that's really your only options. You can't necessarily put the battery like this because it takes up too much space. You have too much going on down here, and you won't be able to fit the controller. We could possibly get the controller really quick, just kind of mock it up and see how this is going to fit. But I'm pretty sure the battery might sit here. Looks like that's a good spot for it. But let me go get the controller. I know it's kind of tight in here. I'm probably not even in the frame, but I'm trying to at least just show you guys the bike itself. This is pretty massive too. So that's why I'm thinking if this sits here, I'm hoping the battery fits. I only got two hands, people, and nothing's gonna be mounted, so bear with me while I try to hold a 25-pound battery. Okay, so we got that there. So if the battery sits there, we should be able to fit this controller. That actually might go down this way. I think this is the way I've seen it in the pictures. But should sit something like this. I'm thinking it might not. This isn't the whole entire mock-up, you know, this is just kind of a one test fit to see if it fit. But I feel like this can be one way of it going in, and then the bottom of this little section right here, if you guys can see it over my hand, is where we can put all the extra wires, kind of tuck everything. Most of this stuff is gonna run to the display up here. And basically all the motors coming from the rear, if the controller is pointed down, that'll make it easy to connect all your phase wires and all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's that. All right, guys, well, obviously we don't have all the parts for the Super 73 yet. We're still waiting for the enclosure from Moto Electric Racing. They told me that the enclosure was actually supposed to come before the battery came. The enclosure was supposed to come the week that the battery came, and then the battery was actually supposed to come this week. They were on time for one of the parts at least anyway, even though it wasn't the enclosure. The battery did come within a week. I think we got it on the 4th of February. Just making this video a little late just because of work issues and everything going on in life. You know, everyone's getting COVID at my job, so really, really hard to get these videos out, so I appreciate you guys watching. But yeah, so once we get the enclosure down, we'll give another video taking a look at the enclosure, mocking it up, seeing how everything's gonna get ran and all that stuff. And make sure, if you guys are gonna buy this same kit and do the same exact thing I'm doing and you're not gonna use a stock battery, please make sure you discharge your stock battery. Go ride it or something like that. Make sure your battery's not at 100%, because if this is gonna take you a while getting the parts and stuff like it is me, a couple weeks, you don't want your battery just to sit at 100%. So make sure. Mine was only at 30 or 40%, so my battery is good. It's just gonna sit there for a while. Yeah, we still got a while to go on this build, so we're just waiting for more parts, and once those parts come in, we'll be good. I need to figure out what I wanna do, because the way my garage is set up, once this bike goes up to work on it, I'm gonna put it on a bike stand. It's gonna take up a lot of room. So I'm thinking about moving some of my skateboards over that way, pushing this bike in this far corner, so then the wheel is, you know, only out to here and it's not taking up much room because we're gonna be working on it for a while. But yeah, I'm really excited. I should just start taking this wheel off when I have a free day and take the dropouts with the size of the axles that come on the new motor and take it down to the machine shop and have them do it, because if they're a week behind, I'd rather get it done now, so then the motor should be the easiest thing to put on once the dropouts are modified. It should just go right on. So super excited for the build, guys, but we're still waiting for parts. And another thing too, we might be using some of this styrofoam. I know you might think it's stupid, but I've seen a lot of people put styrofoam into the enclosure where the battery's at, because just in case you don't want the battery rubbing against something or sitting against the aluminum frame or anything like that. You don't want anything to get punctured or cause a fire or anything. So putting this, it might sound stupid, but it will protect your components from making noise, sliding around, hitting stuff. So highly suggest keeping that box they give you with all the styrofoam, just because you don't know. You don't know what you're gonna use it for. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this video, and I don't know, it's a journey. You're gonna be on it with me, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.